bad news for the Lenovo Legion Go 2, but kind of good news for the Xbox Ally X. So I've got some news stories to cover today. Yes, the Lenovo Legion Go 2 is going to be the highlight one that we'll finish on, but there are some more stories that I want to cover first, so let's just crack on with it. Now, the first one is about a game. It's the only game that I'm going to talk about here. The rest is going to be about handhelds, but Resident Evil 4 Remake, they've ruined it. They've absolutely ruined it. Capcom, what are you doing? Resident Evil Requiem is coming so soon, and you've broken Resident Evil 4 Remake. Why? So finally, Capcom removed Denuvo DRM, yay! But instead, they've decided to implement Enigma DRM, which has seen a massive 10 to 50%, that's right, not 15, 10 to 50% performance loss on PCs. And obviously, that is an absolutely massive L for handheld users. And what this means, because the game's already cracked anyway, is that people that pirate this game are actually playing it the best way possible because there's no DRM. So previously, as we always know, Denuvo always tanks performance even though they promise that it doesn't. What a load of rubbish. But anyway, now Enigma's been put in, 10 to 50% degradation in performance. That is just outright ridiculous. And pirates can get all the performance gains because there's no DRM. So the only people being punished are the legit people that are actually buying this game or already own it. And the people that get the best experience are the people that have just downloaded it illegally. Now, obviously, this might raise some questions about Requiem. What's that going to launch with? Is it going to have Denuvo or is it going to have Enigma DRM? Because it's going to have one of them, right? But don't worry, there is actually hope for Requiem yet, and I'm going to just read off what one Reddit user posted. So they said, Requiem will 100% have Denuvo initially because the guy that could crack Denuvo has apparently retired, and the Enigma version of Resident Evil 4 Remake got cracked in like 10 minutes after the Steam update implementing the Enigma version, right? Now, the reason why games eventually patch out Denuvo is because it's an ongoing service that's very expensive to maintain and no longer is justified if the majority of potential customers have already bought the game. So at some point, Capcom paying for Denuvo's services becomes just a net loss. So they remove Denuvo, and they should just keep it that way. But instead, they put on the Enigma one, which I imagine is like a one-time purchase or it's free or something, right? Who knows? But basically, that makes a lot of sense. They were paying for Denuvo. It's too much to maintain because they're focusing attention now on Requiem. And they've gone, you know what? Everyone that's going to buy it is going to buy it like already have bought it now anyway. So let's put this on it instead. Why not just remove it? Just remove Denuvo, Capcom. You suck. Now, obviously, I'm a bit pissed off. And that's because I love Resident Evil. And because I've been slowly making my way through Resident Evil 4 Remake. I've played the original like a billion times to completion. But the remake, I'm still playing now because I just pick up and play little portions of it. And I always 100% Resident Evil games anyway. So I do little bits here and there. It's not a game that I just sit down and play all the way through. And I kind of wish I did whilst it had Denuvo on. Because now it's got this freaking Enigma on it. And I'm playing it on my Legion Go 2. The performance now sucks. So yeah, I'm just kind of a bit annoyed, disappointed, frustrated because I've been playing through it on the lead up to Requiem and I was hoping to actually like finish it before then, but now I don't even want to play it because the performance has dropped a load. Kind of annoying. But whatever, I just thought I'd bring that news to you because it kind of sucks. Now you may know about the Ayaneo NEXT 2, the next OLED handheld, which is going to absolutely beat the Lenovo Legion Go 2 performance-wise because it has up to an AI Max Plus 395, right? AMD APU. Now, we've actually just been given by Ayaneo westernized pricing, and you probably want to hold on to your hats and your pants or get a change of pants for this one because it's pretty brutal. So we all knew that this would be unbelievably pricey anyway. It's got a 9-inch OLED screen, which is crazy. No VRR though, bear that in mind. It does have a whopping 116 watt-hour battery, so good luck if you want to fly with it, but at least it's actually got a battery, not a freaking water-cooled mains-powered thing, whatever. And up to 128 gig of RAM. madness, and TMR joysticks as well, like wicked. Obviously there's way more specs than that. I'm just glossing over because I want to focus on the price point. We've already done a video about this device and kind of like deep looking at it. So this is just mainly the news about the price point. So let's talk about that. So starting with the least powerful version, this is actually the AI Max Plus 385, which by the way, I think is probably the better buy, but that's just me. This has 32 gigabytes of RAM and a 1 terabyte NVMe drive. This will actually retail at $2,000, so $1,999, which is extortionate prices, right? It's absolutely mad, but it does have an early bird price of $1,799, so $1,800. That's pretty mental. I assume this is without US tax, right? So pre-tax prices here. So expect that price to go up even more when you add your taxes onto it. And then of course, we've got the 395 versions, which are the more powerful, more like power hungry, more performant chips versus the 385 we just talked about. And there's two variants here. One that's got 64 gigabytes and a 1 terabyte. Now this retails at $2,700. That's $2,699. Are you mad? And that's the retail. But don't worry, you get an early bird special offer price of just $2,300. It's fine. Let's buy one for all your friends as well. But if you're really flush with cash, you've got the next option, and that is 128 gigabytes of RAM. That's what I'm talking about here. 128 gig of RAM and a 1 terabyte drive, right? And this is coming in at a cool $4,300. That's right, $4,299 pre-tax, by the way. But again, don't worry, they've got your back, bro. Like, it's all good because you get an early bird price of $3,499. $3,500 is the early bird price. That's pretty mad. So those are absolutely whopping prices. Now, we know that this is a super niche. Like, the handheld gaming is niche anyway, right? But the Ayaneo and GPD Win and all that kind of stuff is like mega niche. But I do have to say, out of all the like 395 and 385 chip handhelds that are out there, this is looking like the best one. You know, you're getting a really nice large 9-inch OLED screen, pretty much the same as a Legion Go 2, right? Legion Go 2's an 8.8-inch screen, so pretty much thereabouts, right? But just way more power. Again, for me, I actually think the 385 is the better buy. It's the cheapest version, but it still massively outperforms like a Z2 Extreme or any of the other like AMD chips. And it's going to be better on the battery life. It's not going to use as much power because the 395 just goes absolutely insane, like power consumption wise. So since this has an internal battery, the 385 probably looks like the better buy if you've got a shed load of cash. So that's a pretty mad price thing, right? But we all knew the prices were going to go absolutely sky high this year, and there's a bit more on that in a minute. But I wanted to start the Legion Go 2 news with some good news. Can I bring you good news? I want to bring you good news, so I had to find something, right? And that is, there's a new BIOS out there. There's a new BIOS for the Legion Go 2, at least the Z2 Extreme variant. I'm so sorry, everybody. I don't have a Z2, so I can't like give you news about that unless I see it online, right? But the Z2 Extreme, which is what I have, that has now got a BIOS, a new BIOS. It's like number 14, right? But in classic Lenovo fashion, they ain't letting you update it via the Legion space. You have to manually do it from the website. So you just want to go to the Legion Go 2 support link for Lenovo. I'll leave the UK link down in the description. It should be fine, like regardless of where you are in the world. And you just download it and then run it. And it will just shut down and it will do its thing. Just keep it plugged in. Don't touch it for like 10, 15 minutes and it will update it. There are some updates. It's not like a big thing. But yeah, there's nothing like really noticeable that's like, oh, wow, yeah, you must go and do it right now. But if you're just looking for a new update for whatever reason, then there you go. It's there. And now I want to give you the bad news, which is, I suppose you could look at it as kind of good news on one side, right? You've got bad news for the Lenovo Legion Go 2, but good news for the Xbox Ally X. So as we all knew, prices were going to increase. I mean, we talked about this at the end of last year and we did a video saying, buy your handhelds now, because this year we predicted, because of the VRAM situation and the storage situation, because of all this AI rubbish, like the prices were going to go sky sky high, right? And that is exactly what is happening here. And unfortunately, I've been slowly watching this unfold on Reddit for different regions and their pricing of the Legion Go 2 just going up and up and up. But it's finally hit home, for me at least, here in the UK. I tried to look at US pricings, but when I access the US Lenovo website here in the UK, it just does the coming soon thing, and you can't actually like buy the Legion Go 2 via Lenovo Direct, whereas you can here in the UK, but the prices have gone up. So let's talk about that, shall we? Now, bear in mind, I just want to clear this up before I go into the pricings. The Z2 variant, not the Z2 Extreme, the Z2 here in the UK is a 32GB model. I know US gets 16GB models of the Z2. We actually get 32GB models, so this is going to be talking about that when I say the Z2 model, right? And also bear in mind that we here in the UK pay taxes included in the price, right? So our pricing actually includes the tax, includes our VAT. So my conversions are the price including tax converted to US. So it will differ, right? So think of it in US as including tax, and obviously it's going to be different anyway when it actually rolls over to the US. But I just want to talk about it because it's ridiculous. So the Z2 non-extreme, which has a 512GB SSD, has gone up from the launch price of $899, so £900, to £1,050. That is $1,427. So in the US conversion is actually more than the Z2 Extreme 1TB launched at US, right? But bear in mind that's like without the tax. And here in the UK, it's £50 less than the Z2 Extreme 1TB launched at. That's mad. The Z2 1TB is now £1,150, which works out to be about $1,560, which is absolutely crazy. And now let's talk about the Z2 Extreme variants. The Z2 Extreme 1TB went up from £1,099, that was the launch price, and it's now £1,300, which works out to be $1,768. That is absolutely mad. So there's a £200 price increase here in the UK. That's just mad. And then there's obviously another one that we haven't talked about, and that's the Z2 Extreme 2TB model, which has gone up from the launch price here in the UK of £1,300. Again, £200 more now at £1,500. And in US, that's $2,040. That is just absolutely ridiculous. Now, the reason why I say this is bad news for the Legion Go 2, but good news for the Xbox Ally X, is because here in the UK at least, that now makes a 1TB Z2 Extreme 87.5% more expensive than an Xbox Ally X. You heard me correctly, 87.5% more to choose this over that. And bear in mind, they're exactly the same devices. The Xbox Ally X actually has the better processor with the MPU, even though it's totally not used right now, so they're on par currently. But, you know, they're exactly the same. The only thing that gets changed with the Legion Go 2 is the beautiful VRR OLED panel, right? This beautiful screen just here, and another 8 gig of VRAM. So for 8 gig of VRAM, and an OLED VRR panel at 8.8 inches, you're paying 87.5% more. That's all you're getting. Okay, you're getting detachable Joy-Cons, which can be useful, you know, but they're basically the same, and you're paying almost 90% more to go from this to this, because here in the UK, the Xbox Ally X has not changed price. On the Xbox website, same price. On all the UK retailers, it's the same price that it launched at here, which is $799. So this actually launched at $799, which is the same price as the OG ROG Ally X. I know in America, I think this is $100 more, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, basically here in the UK, the price difference is nearly 90% more to go up to the Legion Go 2. Is that honestly worth it? Would you honestly say to yourself, you would pay 90% more for a bigger, better screen, like miles better, like way better, better screen, and 8 gig more of VRAM. I don't know if I could do that. I mean, I'm lucky. I managed to get myself one of these at launch. I got the Legion Go 2 at launch, and I actually went onto their configurator thing. I did videos about this. I dropped this down to a 512 gigabyte model, which saved me another £100. So instead of 1,099, it came down to 99.99 or whatever. And then they screwed up with all the shipment and stuff, so I ended up saving money there. Like I got this way cheaper than it's worth now, and then I stuck a 4 terabyte in it, and it worked out about the same price as an Xbox Ally X. That's why I was like, I'm just going to go the Legion Go 2 route because I want that beautiful screen. Well worth it. I absolutely love this thing, and it's my favorite handheld. It really is because of the screen. But could I honestly say to you that it's worth paying 90% more for? I don't think I could do that. I think I'd have to recommend the Xbox Ally X instead for people that are conscious about their money, which we all need to be, right? Unless you are absolutely flush, and cool, good for you. I'm happy for you. Go get the Legion Go 2. But then even then, can I recommend the Legion Go 2 when we've just talked about the Ayaneo NEXT 2, when for I think it was $1,700, maybe $1,800, you could get an AI Max Plus 385 with a 9-inch OLED, TMR joysticks, 116 watt-hour battery. That's the better buy. It really is. If you're looking at the 2 terabyte version of the Legion Go 2, which is now UK price converted $2,000, or you look at the Ayaneo NEXT 2 without tax though, is about $1,800 for the 385 version. That's the better buy now. The Ayaneo is the better buy now. The only thing it lacks is VRR, which is very important, but with that much power that you're getting from a 385, you could just cap your game's frame rate. So just cap games at 60 or 120, whatever you want. And then you don't need VRR anyway, because it's got that much more horsepower, that much more grunt, that you could just balls to the wall that frame rate and it won't be fluctuating. The only reason this really needs VRR, and it's very, very important, is because this is weaker and the frame rate is going to fluctuate, and you want that screen to be in line with that fluctuation so that you get a nice smooth experience. I absolutely love my Legion Go 2, don't get me wrong. And for all of us that already have one, we are winning. We're winning. We managed to get these at a good price. It is brilliant. If you find these at a good price, absolutely go and get one. I'm not saying I don't love this thing anymore. I'm just saying for new people wanting to buy these, I just don't know if I can justify it. I really can't. Not with the new pricing. It is just absolutely ridiculous. And that is why I said it's a good news for the Xbox Ally X and bad news for the Legion Go 2, because those prices are just mad. Now we might see soon that Xbox go, you know what? The Xbox Ally X price has gone up as well, 200. And in which case, if that puts the gap back down to 35% difference, which it used to be, right? So it's gone from 35% difference in price between these two to 90% almost, right? If it brings it back in line, then still go for the Legion Go 2. But I'd still probably be tempted to go for that Ayaneo. Just bear in mind, if you are looking at the Ayaneo, it is Ayaneo. You're not supported by a huge company like Lenovo or Asus. It is a smaller company. You're probably not going to get updates as well. Might be a bit janky. You might have quality control issues. I don't know. I've never bought one from them, but just thinking of businesses, they ain't anywhere near as big as Lenovo or Asus. So you probably have better customer support from the big players than them. But there we go. I just wanted to bring this news to you because it's kind of sad, and it's kind of exactly in line with what we predicted last year when we said prices are going to go absolutely mental, so buy your handhelds now. So I'm really happy for those of you that managed to do this. We actually had people contacting us via Blue Sky, Twitter, and in comments saying thank you so much for telling us last year, because I've just saved myself now because I've just seen the price hikes, and they got in early and managed to save money there. So wicked. Obviously, if you want more tips, tricks, and potential buying advice or whatever, then make sure you subscribe. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Let me know all your thoughts down in the comments. Have you already got a handheld and you're going to be sticking with it? Are you looking for one of the new ones? Are you looking to buy them now? Or are you finding good prices? Let me know all your thoughts and stuff down there. Make sure you like this video, subscribe, become a member, and you get to chat to us on our private Discord as well. And I'll see you in the next one. See ya.